Hello. Okay. I know I look awful. Let's just ignore that, alright? Because I gotta talk to y'all. Let's talk about Gypsy. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. This girl is a clown, okay? She's about to be in trouble again. Let me just tell you guys. If you don't know who Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard is, I'll tell you. This is Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Right here. This is her mother, Claudine Dee Blanchard. In 2015, Gypsy decided this was like 2 years before. 2013, Gypsy decided she was going to start planning the ultimate demise of her mom. Gypsy gets a hold of a low IQ man who is on the spectrum. He has autism, and he has a low competency level. He damn sure doesn't have a competency level to stand trial, that's for sure. But this girl, who looks sweet and innocent and sickly, that was all an act, okay? She's not sweet and innocent and sickly. She's a killer, okay? 2 years, Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her co-conspirator, Nicholas Goujon, who is right here. These are their mugshots when they got arrested for the death of Claudine Dee Blanchard, Gypsy's mother. What happened was Gypsy, that doesn't make sense. She went online to seek out someone who she knew she could manipulate to off her mom, her own mom. Gypsy claims that her mother inflicted medical abuse on her, as far as 30 surgeries that weren't necessary, and all this garbage. It was all lies, okay? Gypsy, when she was in prison for killing her mother, her stupid stepmother, Krusty, sent over all of Gypsy's medical records to a YouTuber, one Fancy Miss Ellie, who went through the records and figured out that Gypsy Rose was never sick at all. We found out that Dee Blanchard, her mother, was never, ever diagnosed with Munchausen by proxy, because she didn't have it. She didn't inflict medical abuse on Gypsy. We found out in her medical records that Gypsy has a something called a chromosomal microdeletion, which causes all of the symptoms that Gypsy had. The weak muscles, aka why she was in the wheelchair. The salivary glands that she got taken out, part of them, that's because of the condition. The eye surgeries that she got, part of the condition. The yuck mouth, part of the condition. The ears, the eyes, the possum-like face. It is from the microdeletion. She needed the feeding tube because she had failure to thrive. This girl, who seems so innocent looking in these pictures, right? For 2 years over social media, this girl planned the death of her mother. She told this man, Nick Goujon, that the only way they could be together is if he came up there and saved her from her mother. If he came up there and ended her life for her so that she could escape all the abuse inflicted on her. There was no abuse inflicted on her. Not medical, at least. This is called something called malingering, okay? This is saying that your medical conditions are significantly worse so that they could profit off of it. And they did. They got money. They got a house from Habitat from Humanity. They got, Red Cross was helping them. All this stuff. They had money. People, celebrities giving them personal checks out of their own bank accounts, okay? This was all a scam. It was fraud. And these two were about to get caught. Dee Dee, as you see her in this picture, was overweight. She had gout, kidney stones, and she was sick. She was bedridden at the end of her life. So there was no reason for Gypsy to take it this far, to plan the death of her. Gypsy claims that Dee Dee at this time, when she looked like this and had gout and kidney stones and was bedridden, she claimed that her mother tied her to her bed for 2 weeks with a dog chain. A dog chain that was never found in the house during inventory, by the way. And so on this night in 2015, they had this all planned out. Gypsy sent Nicholas money to ride a Greyhound bus or something up to Missouri from Wisconsin to kill her mother. Now, something about autistic people is that they are very loving, very caring, very just want love, and they feel it so much stronger than we do. Nick thought Gypsy was his woman. He thought he had to save her. He thought this was the only way out because she had manipulated him into believing that. Nick is very consistent with his statements of what he said happened that night. He stated that he only did 4 knife wounds to Dee Dee's back and 1 across the back of the neck. That makes 5. There were 17 knife wounds when Dee Dee passed. 17. That is a crime of passion. Who has so much passion, so much anger, so much force and hatred towards a person where they can do this? Who is passionate enough for this crime? Not Nick. But this girl was. This happened. This is what Gypsy stated in some article after this happened. It was panic, desperation, because I was facing yet another surgery pretty soon, and I did not want to have the surgery. This surgery was to replace her feeding tube, which was necessary, for F's sakes. This is not an innocent little girl. Who could commit a crime of passion with 17 knife wounds? Her daughter, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I feel in my heart that this girl is going to be charged with murder 1, premeditated first-degree murder. It will not be double jeopardy because she took a plea deal for 2nd degree. They can recharge her with 1st degree in this investigation, and I believe it is coming down the pike. The Gyp ship is sinking. And guess what, honey? We're gonna sit here, watch it sink and burn. Bye-bye, Gypsy. Gypsy.